unicellular organism. Now we have to discuss what is a cell. Now you know that unicellular organisms. For example, name unicellular organisms. Amoeba, Paramecium, Euglena, Chlorella. So many examples are there. So these unicellular organisms, these are capable of independent existence. Though they are made up of single cell, they are capable of independent existence. Means they are not dependent on others for their survival. They are also performing all the essential functions of the life. What are the essential functions of the life? In 10th standard you have studied about life processes. Yes, the essential functions of life are nutrition, respiration, right? Transportation, locomotion. So in case of unicellular organisms, all these activities are performed by single cell only. Two features of the unicellular organisms. First feature is they are capable of independent existence. Second feature is, yes, all the basic activities are performed in a single cell only. Anything less than a complete structure of a cell, it does not ensure independent living. The first scientist who saw the living cell, the name of that scientist is Anton von Leeuwenhoek. You should know the names of such scientists. Anton von Leeuwenhoek. What is his contribution in the cell biology? Yes? Yes, he first time observed and described the living cell. First time. There is major contribution of the scientist Anton von Leeuwenhoek in the cell biology, that he first time described the living cell. Then Robert Brown, the next scientist in the cell biology, the very important scientist Robert Brown. He discovered the cell nucleus. You should know the names of the scientists and what did they discover. Robert Brown. He discovered the nucleus. And what is Robert Hooke's contribution? Yes, he first time observed the cell with the help of a primitive nucleus. Why did he name it as a cell? When Robert Hooke observed a thin slice of cork, he observed so many smaller compartments. See, such type of compartments were seen. Numerous compartments were seen in the slice of cork. So it was like little rooms. Cell is a Latin word. Cellula means little room. That's why he named these structures as a cell. Robert Hooke, first time he observed the cell with the help of his self-made primitive microscope. Robert Brown, he discovered the nucleus in the cell. The invention of microscope and its improvement leading to electron microscope, it revealed all the structural details of the cell. At the time of the scientists Robert Brown, Robert Hooke, etc., very primitive, very simple type of microscopes were available. But later on, in the progress of technology, the best quality microscopes were available to the scientists, and which led to discovery of the various cell organisms. Now first we have to study about the cell theory. What is cell theory? Here also two scientists have played very important role. Malthus Schleiden. In 1838, Schleiden, he examined a large number of plants and he observed that all plants are composed of different kinds of the plant cells. So he observed cells in the plants. First scientist in 1838, the scientist Malthus Schleiden. He observed that all the plants are made up of the different kinds of the cells. Then at the same time, the scientist Theodor Schwann, he observed that animals are also made up of cells. So cell theory, it is given by these both scientists, Schleiden and Schwann. In 1838, Schleiden, he proved that all the plants are made up of tiny structures. These tiny structures are called as cells. Then after 1 year, that is around the same time, the scientist Schwann, Theodor Schwann, he showed that all the animals are made up of cells. So together they proposed the cell theory. Schwann also reported that animal cells have a thin outer layer. That thin outer layer is a membrane-like structure which is protective in nature. And this thin outer protective membrane, he called it as a plasma membrane. The outermost structure of the animal cell, it is plasma membrane. And in case of plant cell, it is cell wall. You know that plant cells have an additional layer, that is cell wall. Schwann proposed the hypothesis that bodies of animals and plants, these are composed of cells and these are the products of cells. Now both scientists, first scientist Schleiden and second scientist Schwann, so together these two scientists, they have formulated the cell theory, but they could not explain how the new cells were formed. These scientists Schleiden and Schwann, they gave the cell theory, but they could not explain how the cells were formed. जसा एक फेमस क्वेश्चन आहे, कोंबडी आधी की अंड? काय आन्सर? Yes, scientists have found the answer. Yes. You will get a research paper on Google, detailed research paper. Scientists have proved that egg came first into existence and then hen. Details ज्याला इंटरेस्ट आहे तुम्ही गुगलला सर्च करू शकता. किंवा काल सायंटिस्टचं सांगितलं मी हाशिमा नेहलीचं, त्याचा पण एक व्हिडिओ आहे. जयेश okay, so both of them, Schleiden and Schwann, together they gave the cell theory, but they could not explain how from where do these cells come from. So the next scientist, Rudolf Virchow, he explained that cells are divided and these cells are coming from the pre-existing cells. Means Rudolf Virchow said that cells are already present, so new cells are arising from the pre-existing cells. So we can summarize the cell theory as all the organisms are composed of cells and products of cells. So this is the first point. All living organisms are composed of cells. All living organisms are The onion peel cell is the example of a typical plant cell having distinct cell wall as its outer boundary. Then you have also studied about the structure of human chick cells. You have performed both the activities. First activity was to study the onion peel cell and second activity was to study the human chick cells. So what is the difference between these two types of cells? Onion peel cells, these are the examples of typical plant cell. The typical plant cell have cell wall as the outermost membrane, while human chick cells, so these are the, yes, human chick cells are animal cells, so their outermost boundary is plasma membrane. Plant cells मध्ये outermost cover काय आहे, cell wall, आणि animal cells मध्ये काय आहे, it is plasma membrane. Then you have also studied that each cell is having a dense membrane bound structure. That dense membrane bound structure is called as nucleus. What are the functions of nucleus? Now you know that plasma membrane outermost boundary, so it protects the cell. Plasma membrane and cell wall performing the same function of protection. What is function of nucleus? Yes, it is like brain of the cell. It controls all the activities of the cell. You know that nucleus contains the chromosomes, and these chromosomes, they contain the genetic material in the form of DNA. You know the importance of DNA very well. Yes, what is the role of DNA? Yes, it passes the information from one generation to another. Means it plays very important role in the process known as heredity. So you are familiar with DNA. Now on the basis of this nucleus, we can classify the cells into two categories. If the nucleus have well membrane bound covering, that type of cell is called as eukaryotic cell. And if nucleus is not having proper covering, nuclear material is just scattered in the cell, then it is called as prokaryotic cell. Now besides the nucleus, the eukaryotic cells also have other membrane bound organelles. Eukaryotic cells, they also have membrane bound cell organelles. Can you name some of them? Yes, cell organelles. Mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes, ribosomes. In case of endoplasmic reticulum, two types are there, rough and smooth. If ribosomes are attached, it is RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum. If ribosomes are not attached, it is SER, that is smooth endoplasmic reticulum. They also have lysosomes, which are known as the suicide bags of the plants. Lysosomes. Then they also have mitochondria, microbodies, vacuoles also. In case of plant cells, vacuoles are larger in size. Animal cells have smaller vacuoles. So this is also the difference. Then ribosomes. These are non-membrane bound organelles found in the cells. Ribosomes are found in both eukaryotic as well as the prokaryotic cells. दोनों टाइप के सेल्स में होते हैं ribosomes. In prokaryotic also, eukaryotic also. Ribosomes are found not only in the cytoplasm, but these are also found within two cell organelles. These are mitochondria. Mitochondria के अंदर भी होते हैं ribosomes, and these are also found attached to RER, that is rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then animal shape and activities. For example, RBCs. RBCs have disc-like structure, right? RBCs, disc-like structure. Then if you see the structure of WBCs. These are amoeboid structures. Yes? You know the differences between RBCs and WBCs. RBCs, generally these are the disc-like structures. In case of the normal human being, RBCs are disc-like structure. In case of anemic people, sickle cell anemia, you will study about the disease in 12th standard. Sickle cell anemia is a disease in which these RBCs, they have such structure. अशा प्रकारचं स्ट्रक्चर होतं आरबीसीचं त्या डिसीज मध्ये. एनिमिक लोक, एनिमिक म्हणजे काय असतं की आरबीसी मेन रोल काय त्यांचा, ते कॅरी ऑक्सिजन. ऑक्सिजन जर कमी पडला तर ते लोक एनिमिक होतात. एनिमिक म्हणजे काय, कुठलंच काम करण्यात मूड नसणे, सारखं आजारी वाटणे, लेझीनेस. So RBC, disc shaped structures, and WBCs, they have amoeboid structures. Then you have also studied about the various kinds of columnar epithelium. Then you have also studied the structure of the nerve cell. Yesterday also I have drawn that diagram. Then you have also studied about the various types of the epithelial cells. This is the basement membrane. Then cuboidal epithelium. You have also studied about the columnar epithelium, right? Muscle cells also. Muscle cells का पण आपण अभ्यास केलेला आहे. Such type of muscle cells are there, having nucleus. So we can say that the animal cells differ from one another in size, shape and structure. It is not necessary that if organism is bigger, then cell will also be bigger. The size of cell is related to the function it performs. For example, these neurons, these are very long cells. These may be 1 meter long, while the smallest cells are mycoplasmas, very important for 1 mark. Name the smallest cell. The smallest cells are mycoplasmas. Definitely it will be asked for 1 mark. Mycoplasma is the smallest cell. When I am telling you something, you should tick mark there. At least underline. You are just listening to me. You are in 11th standard, so you are supposed to note down whatever I am writing on the board. diameter. Our RBCs or red blood corpuscles, these are around 7 micrometer in diameter. Nerve cells are the longest cells. They may be 1 meters long. Say they also vary in their shape. The cells may be disc-like, polygonal, columnar, cuboid, amoeboid, etc. Depending on the function they perform, the cell shape is determined. Now next we have to study about the prokaryotic cells. cell membrane. It is the important function. All the prokaryotes have cell wall surrounding the cell membrane. Have you heard about antibiotics? When these antibiotics are given? When someone is having bacterial infection. So how do these antibiotics work? काय काम करतात हे antibiotics? When bacteria infect someone, first this bacteria they build a cell wall around themselves and then they attack the host. जर आपण antibiotics घेतले तर काय होतं? These antibiotics break the cell wall of the bacteria. Cell wall जर break झाली तर हे bacteria survive नाही करत. So we feel better. So it is the most important characteristic of the prokaryotes that they have a protective cell wall around themselves. The fluid matrix filling the cell is the cytoplasm. As in case of the other structures, the external structure, suppose this type of external structure is there, it is cell wall, then there is a fluid fit inside. That fluid is called as cytoplasm. Then there is no well-defined nucleus. In case of, instead of nucleus, there DNA or genetic material is freely floating in the cytoplasm. Major difference between prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Eukaryotes have proper nucleus and genetic material is present in the nucleus only. But in case of prokaryotes, no proper nucleus. So genetic material DNA is scattered in the cytoplasm. Many bacteria have small circular DNA outside the genomic DNA. They have two types of DNA, genomic DNA as well as the circular DNA. Then the smaller DNA, these are called as the plasmids. It is the characteristics of the bacterial cells that they have smaller DNA. That smaller DNA is called as plasmid. In addition to main DNA, this prokaryotic or these bacterial cells have additional smaller DNAs. That smaller DNA is called as a plasmid. Underline in your book. Very important. The plasmid DNA it confirms certain unique phenotype characteristic to bacteria. See, it is unique to bacteria only. हा जो